gracious me!
What is going on, guys? Tim here. Welcome back to Team of the Week predictions, week 22. Kicking things off with an Italian goalkeeper, but not the only Italian goalkeeper to be mentioned in this episode. There are a lot of possibles this week and a lot of goalkeepers making penalty saves. Sirigu, one of them, and our first one with 3 saves, a clean sheet and a penalty save included in those, and he was crowned man of the match, and the game finished 1-0 to Torino. Our one and only Silva up next, and his name is Cedric Brunner. He kept a clean sheet and got himself 1 goal, 1 assist, and was crowned man of the match. A couple of championship hat-tricks up next, kicking things off with Che Adams of... Is it Che? Che Adams? Of Birmingham City. He's got himself a hat-trick and was crowned man of the match, and Birmingham narrowly went on to win 4-3, because I think they were smashing QPR at one point, and then QPR kept clawing it back, but they ended up winning the game. Up next is another hat-tricky, and that is Yusuf N. Nasiri. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, but he managed to get himself a hat-trick, and he was crowned man of the match in his side's 3-0 win. Andre Duda of Hertha Berlin up next with 1 goal and 1 assist, and his side went on to win the game 3-0. Nikolai Muller of Hanover, I believe this is a transferred card. He got 2 goals and a man of the match award in a 2-0 win. EA like to disregard the Dutch league for players like this for some reason. I'm hoping they don't, though. Not that this is a completely usable card or anything. He just deserves it. Gus Till of AZ Alkmaar got 2 goals and a man of the match award in a 3-0 win. Staying in Holland for the time being, we have Jordi Classy. I do apologise if I've mispronounced that. Plays for Feyenoord, got himself 2 assists and a man of the match award in a 4-0 win. I'm sure many of you won't have heard of this guy, but Jon Cordoba, again, I'm probably mispronouncing the first name, he plays for FC Cologne. 3 goals, which is a hat-trick, of course, and a man of the match award in a 4-1 win. And for an 80 rated card, that looks very, very good. Earlier I mentioned that there were 2 championship hat-tricks, first of which was Adams, the second of which is Billy Sharp. This would be a second in form as well, with a hat-trick and a man of the match award in a 3-3 draw. So despite the fact that they didn't win the game, he still got a hat-trick. EA like to do it. Let's hope it happens again. So potentially 2 Cardiff informs back-to-back then, this time Sol Bamba, with 1 goal and a man of the match award in a 2-1 win. This would of course be a second inform for Bamba, and that win took Cardiff out of the relegation zone and was against Southampton, who are also battling against relegation. I would imagine EA will look fondly on that and give us our second inform. And our final player of the subs and reserves, if you can believe it, is yet another goalkeeper. Gianluigi Buffon putting in a good shift with a clean sheet, 3 saves and a man of the match award in a 1-0 win. We've already had Sirigu, now we've had Buffon, and we have yet another goalkeeper to come when we move into the starting 11 in just a second. So many goalkeepers performing well this weekend. This has been known to happen, so it's not that uncommon. Into the starting 11 we go, and a first inform potentially for Hugo Lloris. He made 9 saves, including a penalty save, and he was crowned man of the match, and Spurs went on to win the game 3-1. There are potentially 2 players from Roma this week, first of which is Alexander Kolarov. He got a clean sheet, scored a goal, and the game finished 3-0 to Roma. But as I said, he's not the only Roma player to feature this week. Up next is Laporte from midweek. He got himself a clean sheet, 1 goal and a man of the match award in a 2-0 win. Normally I would be going, yeah, this looks pretty decent. It would go above the... Was it a team of the group stage card he had? Or it was SBC? Either way, it's a good card. I got it on my main account. I should quite like it. This would be a nice upgrade. However, it's not going to be an upgrade because it's a position change to a left back, meaning I don't think anyone's going to want this outside of SBC fodder. Up next is Alexandro of Juventus. Now, he didn't really do anything spectacular in that game. He got a very good 8.1 match rating, which is decent, and then kept a clean sheet in a 3-0 win. No assists, no goals, nothing. But what normally happens is, if in a game they win by a substantial scoreline, in which case it was an emphatic 3-0 win, and a player in that team does well, so in this instance Ronaldo's got himself a goal and an assist, and I think he was crowned man of the match as well, but he's already in form this week. What they normally tend to do is give it to someone else in that game. Well, Khedira got taken off, Chan came on as a sub, they were the other 2 goal scorers, so I've given it to Alexandro for a good performance, and he has a headliner card. Bellarabi up next, and this kind of kicks off a relatively high-rated string of players here. They just get higher and higher as we progress. But Bellarabi, right wing for Bayer Leverkusen, he managed to get himself a goal and 1 assist and was crowned man of the match in a 5-1 win. Normally I would say Brandt, because he got goals and assists up the wazoo, but he's already in form this week, so it can't happen. Up next is Pizzi, and to be fair, it could quite literally be any of the Benfica starting 11 or some of the subs, or even the coaching staff, because they've won 10-0 in the league, which is unbelievable. Pizzi got a hat-trick of assists and 1 goal and was crowned man of the match, but played right mid, which is interesting. Seferovic is another one in there. The entire back line got a goal each, so they could literally give it to anyone, but my choice was Pizzi. Casemiro up next, and I'm not quite sure how the ratings would work, so you kind of half ignore that, to be honest. It's just a visual representation of the fact that he will be in form. He got 1 goal and a Man of the Match award in a 3-1 win over Atletico Madrid, so of course the Madrid derby, and Real Madrid came out on top. There has to be an inform from it, and I've gone with Casemiro, but he does have a League SBC card, so that's why I'm a bit confused as to what will happen with his inform. And a similar situation arises here with Pogba and indeed with the next card as well. So kind of half ignore the ratings. Just know that the headliner will be 1 above this. So I would imagine the headliner will go from a 90 to a 91. But we'll have to wait and see what happens as to what rating he actually is. But he got 2 goals, one of which was a penalty, but still. And he was crowned man of the match in a 3-0 win over Fulham. It's been a long, long time since we've seen a special James Rodriguez card. 1 assist and a Man of the Match award and a 3-1 win for Bayern. It's not like a massive achievement to get 1 assist in a 3-1 win, especially for one of the big boys. But it's been a while since we've seen it, and I'm sure EA will want to try and cash in as much as they can. Up next, we have Raheem Sterling. Now, I think he played left wing, and I think it'll be 87 rated, but don't quote me on it because, like I said, there are so many cards flying around the place, anything could happen. So he's got 2 goals in a whopping 6-0 win over Chelsea, which is an absolutely phenomenal result. They really did run riot. So Edin Dzeko up next, the second of the Roma players to be mentioned. He got 1 goal and 1 assist, and a Man of the Match award in a 3-0 win. Too good to pass up on there, unfortunately, or fortunately, whichever way you look at it. I mean, I don't know how many people will want to use this card, but saying that, if crossing is the meta these days, then I don't suppose this would be that bad. Possibles up next, and probably worth sticking around for it as always, because there are a couple of controversial decisions in here, as well as some players who could easily make it as they have special versions of the card, dynamic ones that is. Di Placido is the first player up on the possibles list with a clean sheet, 1 goal and a Man of the Match award for Lanús. And moving on to Brozovic. This is a card that I wouldn't mind seeing. He doesn't really kick on, though, enough and get as many informs as required to keep up to date with it. But Man of the Match in a 1-0 win, you never know. Moving on to Ocampos of Marseille. He got 1 goal and a Man of the Match award. This would go from a 77 rated card to an 81. So again, not a bad card, but Kanga, 77 rated. Not many people would be interested in this, bar fans of the club that he plays for. He's got 2 goals and a Man of the Match award in his side's win. Mata of Getafe. Actually played a guy using this card the other day. 2 goals, one of which was a penalty, and 1 assist and a Man of the Match award. Very, very strong shout there. Barnes of Burnley. I couldn't put him in. I just couldn't find room. He got 1 goal, which was a penalty, and 1 assist and a Man of the Match award. Not the only Burnley player to be mentioned, though, because Chris Wood is also in contention with 2 goals for Burnley in a 3-1 win over Brighton, I believe. I'm going off memory there, but I couldn't quite find room for them, unfortunately. But you never know. Samata up next of Genk with 2 goals and a Man of the Match award. There's a lot of these sort of players floating around the place. Strikers who have got 2 goals and a Man of the Match award could easily be given informs. Yilmaz is another one here. Burak Yilmaz of Besiktas with 2 goals. And yes, you've guessed it, a Man of the Match award. So definitely an opportunity to be given the inform. It's just a question of who gets taken out. I've got a funny feeling either Adams or Sharp will miss out on an inform this week, both of which have got hat-tricks. I've just got a funny feeling one of them is going to miss out, but I couldn't decide who. Still not done quite yet. Going to mispronounce this. Probably Wiedevold is what I would go with, maybe. He made 2 penalty saves and 6 saves and was crowned man of the match, but his side did go on to lose the game 1-0, so that's why I had to leave him out. I thought it only right to mention Sergio Aguero has got himself a hat-trick. He also hit the bar. Of course, Man City demolished Chelsea. I picked Raheem Sterling from that game because Aguero is already in form this week, so he can't get it back-to-back. Well, at least EA have never done it before, so we'll have to wait and see whether they decide to do it this week, but I highly doubt it. And that brings us to the end of yet another Team of the Week predictions. Thank you very much for the support on the channel recently. We are gaining subs at an alarming rate. So if you are one of those that haven't subbed yet, please feel free to do so. If you have enjoyed the video, hit that like button. It really does help me out a lot. And until the next time, goodbye.